Hello, arcade gamers, and welcome back to Biggie D's Arcade. Today, we're going to be doing my 29th Chillin' Chat, and I've got a very special guest with us today. We've got PDubs Arcade Loft, and he's going to be my second guest on the show. How's it going today, PDubs?
Going good, man. Thanks for the invitation. Thanks for inviting me on. Thanks for trying to put me to sleep with that countdown clock. That was... I've used some pretty horrible countdown clocks in my short time on YouTube as well, but that one probably takes the cake, Biggie. That's a terrible countdown clock.
Yeah, it shouldn't be much longer. I'm going to get my paid version of Restream here very soon, and I can start doing my regular countdowns. Yeah, this may be the last one where I have to use that.
Get that watermark off the top of the screen. That is so unprofessional. It looks terrible. Restream. Look at that. Look how bad that looks. Get rid of that, Biggie D. Spend some money. Buy the software. Buy the pro version.
It's coming. It's coming very soon. I promise. So let's say hi to everyone in the chat. It looks like Jason M has made it. Good to see you, Jason M.
And he just got promoted. Just got promoted to moderator. A big shout out to Jason M in the live chat for earning the powers of the wrench.
Yes, Jason M has the wrench. He is our new moderator. There you go. And we've got Cornercade is in. Guys, let's go. And I love Cornercade. He's got some really good stuff on his channel. If you guys haven't checked out his reviews, he's got some really good reviews on Arcade1up and the new, what is it called? The MVSGX or something like that?
The MVSX, the red cabinet right there.
MVSX. Yeah, I need to get one of those.
Yeah, you do. You should get one.
And Kurt Mason, now that iArcade is out of the picture, AtGames 4K can take over the multi-cade market. And I totally agree with that. I think AtGames is about to take over. What do you think?
Well, AtGames already kind of ruled the multi-cade market. I mean, keep in mind, guys, iArcade had a very, very small footprint. Numbers still haven't been 100% confirmed. I've heard rumors anywhere from 3,000 to 6,000 cabinets possibly sold during their entire time that they were in business the last couple of years. It's a pretty small footprint. Whereas AtGames, if you look at the number of units sold between the arcade machines, the pinball machines, the Legends Cores, the Gamer Pros, the Gamer Minis, they're definitely well over the six figures, probably 100,000, 200,000 units, which is still very, very small compared to Arcade1up, which has sold 4 million some units, right? There's still a pimple in the market, but AtGames was always way ahead of iArcade without a doubt.
Yeah, and you know, with AtGames, they're selling one multi-cade as opposed to Arcade1up. We're buying 4 or 5 Arcade1ups. So that would probably make some difference in those numbers.
Of course, yeah.
And it looks like Papa Brad has made it. Nice thumbnail. PDubs is legit. I like Papa Brad. Good to see him here. Great channel, guys. If you haven't checked him out, check out Papa Brad. Dr. Freeman, just noticed I wasn't subscribed. I'm now subscribed. Let's get Biggie to 1,000. So I'm very close, guys. I'm at 954 or 956, something like that. Very close. I need like 44, 45 subscribers. So if you guys are watching, you haven't subscribed yet, definitely do. Let's get to 1,000. It's not very far. Mike Hawkhurts has made it. See you guys shortly. So most of these chats were coming in before the show started. So let me scroll down here and see who else is showed.
I put Carlo. 45 more. That's what Michael B would say. Make sure you tell all your friends about me. That's what Michael B says. So tell all your friends about Biggie D. There you go.
Yeah, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe and then tell your friend about me.
Yep, there you go.
Carlo, hey Biggie D, PDubs and chat.
Love Carl. He's one of the best viewers in this community. Everybody adores Carl.
Yeah, Carlo is my go-to guy on anything AtGames. So if I have a question, he's got it. He's got the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Darren is with us. Darren Kane. Yo, good to see you.
What's up, DK?
And we've got Harry X in the house. Hey, Biggie D, good to see you.
Harry didn't say hi to me, but whatever. Hi, Harry. No, I'm just kidding, bro.
And let's see if anyone else is in here. Here, Headshake TV. Good to see you, Headshake. I got your message on being in Phoenix here in a couple weeks. We're definitely going to hit up, I think it's Ready Player One Games or Ready Player One Arcade in Glendale. Or you're going to have to tell me, Headshake, where you're staying. Are you staying in Glendale or where is it somewhere else? And Tony C, hello all.
Well,
What's
yeah,
that?
when he hits town, you can message me, and maybe I can meet up with you guys.
Yeah, definitely come out and meet up with us, P-Dubs. Been hitting up a lot of arcades in the area. I ran into Retro Ralph at one of the arcades. There's a lot of people in the audience have been very interested in meeting up and going to the arcades. A lot of viewers live in the Phoenix area, so I'm looking forward to meeting some of y'all. And Alfred Berger, hey, good to see you.
You didn't answer his question.
Oh, what was it?
That was not that guy, the other guy. Didn't you put it on the screen?
Let's see. Where was that question at?
The AtGames Cadians question. Why do you not? Yeah, why? I want to know the answer to this.
AtGames Cadians. So he's taking the iArcadians name and he's created the AtGames Cadians name, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's a good idea. We got to promote AtGames right now, and they're the ones with the best product for KP, which is about to be released. He says, where is your AtGames Legends Ultimate, Biggie D? We would like to see it on your streams. So my AtGames Legends Ultimate is in my living room, and it's so big. I'm in this little small area right here where if I was to put my AtGames right here, I wouldn't have much room to move around. It's such a big and large arcade machine. It's got to go in the living room. But I do try to do some content where I show it off.
Wait a minute. It could fit in perfectly in between those two machines directly behind you. What are you talking about? You act like it's bigger than that. Just put it right there.
Well, it's a very small space. I mean, there's not much room right here, and it would make it really tight. I don't want it to be so claustrophobic when I'm on screen.
Oh, look at you. I want all eyes on me while I'm live streaming.
And some people would think you could put it right here, but there's actually a door right here, so I wouldn't be able to put it right there.
I've been to your place. You kidnapped me, and I was held prisoner for several days without food or water, and I wasn't allowed to pet the dog, so
Yeah, so I don't have a ton of room for arcades, but I'm making it work. I've got, let's see, how many total do I have? I've got 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 arcades. I had 8 at one point, and I sold my NBA Jam, but I'm making use of my little room, my little bit of space.
Yep.
And Carlo says, I'll have to look it up. Thanks, Jason. And Mike Hawkhurts, he says, AtGames has those pucks, which is what iArcade should have done instead of a gold cab. Yeah, the iArcade should have listened and done that same idea, make smaller, less expensive products. That might have kept them going longer.
It could have worked. You never know.
And Tony C says iArcade never made it into Costco or Sam's. Big mistake. And yeah, that's retailers having that ability to put it on the shelf for people to walk in and play it and see it. People that don't know about your product to be able to see it. That's where it's at. That's where you drive sales, and that's why Arcade1up does so well. Jason M says, of course, drive slowly. Let me go down here, see if we see anyone else. Steps Gaming is here. Good to see you, Steps. She says, whoops, I was in here on the wrong account. So she's got many different accounts, I guess. Some alt accounts.
You have alt accounts?
She'll have to tell us. And Thor says, oh, might be time to open the old sock drawer. We got a big audience here tonight. JR's here. Hey, everyone. We've got Bard. He says, what's up, guys? Biggie, one of the good ones. I appreciate that. Thank you.
And I love the fact that Bard is using the most legendary wrestler of all time, Macho Man Randy Savage, one of my favorite wrestler of all time, as his picture on his YouTube channel. Good job, Bard. You got good taste. Oh, yeah.
It's funny you say that. He's one of my favorites as well, and I'll never forget that scene in Spider-Man when he was in the Spider-Man movie.
Are you talking about when he played Bonesaw?
Yeah.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. It was awesome.
And Atran Fanatic, he's also local to the Phoenix area as well.
Are you serious? How many Arizona people we got?
There's quite a few that watch, and I know Atran's wanting to meet up. He wants to go to Mesa and meet up at one of the arcades out there. He lives on the other side of town.
All right, let me just make sure I pack my Kevlar vest, and I'd be happy to go to Mesa.
All right, guys. And
well, the west side of Mesa, the east side of Mesa, they've done amazing work over there. It's so nice, but the west side of Mesa is still, it's just old. Built in the 70s, just old.
Yeah,
You know?
if you get by the Gilbert area, it's pretty nice, but there
Yeah.
are some rough areas for sure.
Yeah. Well, most of it is just age. Like all the houses and all the shopping centers are just old. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? It just doesn't look as cool as the rest of the town. But keep going.
And then we've got Anthony as well here. He says Bret Hart is better than Macho Man.
Oh, them's fighting words, brother.
And Rick and Crystal's show, I've seen y'all's channel. It's very cool. You guys are big into Arcade1up. He says, hey guys, we bought our first Arcade1up at Walmart a few years ago, long before I saw the community on YouTube. And I'm the same way, Rick or Crystal. I bought mine before I got into the YouTube community. I was listening probably in 2020, 2021, but I bought my first Arcade1up in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
When did you get your first home arcade?
2018?
2018. Was it the Pac-Man?
No, it was Mortal Kombat. And
Okay.
then Street Fighter. So yeah, the original Gen 1 Arcade1ups.
And you had the Space Invaders as well, didn't you?
I've had them all, dude. I've had them all, and most of them are gone.
My first one was Final Fight. I still have Final Fight. Got it for $75 at Walmart. I also bought another one for my father. He has one as well. And I don't think I'll ever sell those. That's my first one, and I don't ever want to get rid of it. And let's get into our subjects for tonight, guys. I got a pretty big show planned for tonight. I'm definitely going to make sure PDubs is busy tonight. We got a lot of subjects to talk about.
Stuff I already talked about. No, I'm just kidding.
On Friday night. Yeah.
I'm like, Biggie, I just did this show, Biggie, but I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Actually, we were watching. It was the last time I did a stream, wasn't it? July 4th. You popped in the chat, say, hey, it'd be cool if you come on my show. And my viewers voted that I'd be here.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. I was like, all right, Biggie, I'll come on your show. We'll hang out for a bit. But yeah, I'll try my best. You know me, when I do these podcasts, usually I tend to have control issues try to take over. So I'm going to try and let you run the show. It's your show, Biggie. It's your show.
Yeah. If you feel free to butt in anytime and stop me and tell me what you want to say.
I'll try not to like yell at you or raise my hand or anything. You know me. I got issues.
All right. So, guys, first thing we're going to talk about here is the NBA Jam Deluxe cabinet. So this was announced on, what was it, Friday? We heard about this. I woke up Friday morning and I saw Michael B's video. He had already posted it. He's earlier. I think he's even earlier than East Coast. So he got the news way before us.
You and I right now are on California time, West Coast, Pacific time. Michael B is officially 5 hours ahead of us. So right now it's 12:30 a.m. where Michael B is. So yes, he is. It's like traveling through time when you talk to Michael B.
Yeah. So when I woke up, video was already posted, thumbnail was already made, and I had my information on it. But then I went to go look at the cabinet, see what it looked like close up. And I'd kind of put this slide here together, which just kind of shows off some of the images that we got in a marketing email on Friday, as well as some bullet points and some features that I wanted to talk about. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be $599. That, I think, is with a discount code. And then I was watching K-Fox tonight. It looks like you could get it as low as even $549. I believe this cabinet should have been $499 starting out. What do you think on the price?
Well, I mean, it was funny when it popped up on their website. It was $599, and then a couple hours later they changed it to $699, and then a couple hours later they changed it to $649, and then they finally put the links in that takes you to, is it Shop Hippo is the one selling this one?
Mm-hmm.
And then add it, and then they were like, add these discount codes, say $50 or $100. It was like they were all over the price. I mean, I understand maybe it was honest mistakes, when they're trying to put stuff on their website, but bad communication between departments. What's the price? What's the price? I don't know. What's the price? Hey, can someone confirm the price? Like, maybe it was honest mistakes. It's still just, you've been doing this for years, Arcade1up. The first time you hit live on that webpage, it should be accurate, right? But that's a small thing to complain about. The bigger thing to complain about is the fact that, yes, I agree with you completely. Even at $599, it just seems too much money. This should have been a $500 arcade, which should be like kind of like I understand it. Post-COVID, we're not living in the $300 home arcade era, but 500 seems more fair to me. Like 500 for this. That casino cage should be 400. That thing's coming in at what, 600? Like the stuff. Once again, we're back in COVID pricing, but without the COVID excuses.
Hmm.
Oh, wood is more expensive. Shipping's more expensive. Well, guess what? Price of shipping's gone down. Price of wood's gone down. Those excuses don't fly anymore. Why the hell is this thing so expensive? Did they hire Bashir Zarul again? Is he the one making the decisions over there on the marketing team? Why is it so expensive? This thing should be $500, is my opinion. $499 should be the retail price with a $100 gift card. You know what I mean? This thing
Hmm.
should be on sale for $400 for launch. I think a lot of people would have bought it.
Yeah, and the reason I'm saying $499 because it's basically the MK2 Deluxe cabinet design with the control panel of the Blitz,
Mm-hmm.
and the MK2 or the MK2 Deluxe is $499. The Pac-Man Deluxe is $499. The Miss Pac or the Class of '81 is $499. So I feel like this one should have been $499. And
Yep.
yes, it is it's got the 4-player control deck, but it only has 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
These other cabinets have 14 games on them.
Yeah, they didn't add anything more. Like if they threw some more games on there, that ways you can talk yourself into it, but they didn't really do it.
Yeah. Yeah, 3 games. I mean, they're asking a lot of money for the same 3 games. Yeah, we're getting
Mm-hmm.
more coin doors. We're getting lit up coin doors. We're getting a bigger control panel, the slanted control deck, maybe a better marquee. But I just don't. I think with the 3 games, you got to keep it under $499. They're asking way too much. But overall, the design of it, I like. I like the look of it. I like what they've done with it. I just
Mm-hmm.
don't like the price. And but it's
Oh,
got
I mean,
some.
it's definitely way better looking than the original version, and it's definitely, in my opinion, let us know in the live chat, guys. Is this better looking than the Shack version? Although the Shack XL is a larger arcade cabinet, in my opinion, this looks better because the NBA Jam arcades I see in arcades, the real ones, they don't have Shack on them. You know what I mean? That ugly Shack logo that they have on them. They have the NBA Jam logo on them. So, in my opinion, this look it looks better for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the look of it. I wasn't a fan of the Shack logos. I thought
Mhm.
that really took away from it. And then having that slanted game deck, I think that's where it's at. Thor said even at $549, it's still $50 more expensive than any other deluxe cabinet that has 4 times as many games built in. And yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, Thor. I mean, we're getting 3 games. We're paying more money. It just doesn't make any sense. These little extras we're getting, the light up buttons, the light up coin door, these things aren't enough to make up for those missing games because that's
Mhm.
what we're really buying are the games. That's what we play.
Yep.
So I did notice too as well in this video here, this was an image that I had taken off of the Arcade1up unofficial fan page.
She
And
is having a blast playing NBA Jam. Take a look at that photo, Biggie. She's having a good time.
yeah, so this is at, let's see, Mandalay Bay Casino,
Hmm.
in Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. So if you guys were in Vegas this weekend, you would have been able to see these up close in person. And they have 2 available. They've got the NBA Jam Deluxe, and then they've got this Partycade. And I've heard that this Partycade is going to be available at Costco, and we can see the advertisement for it there coming soon to Costco. So I'm
Oh, look at
wondering,
that.
yeah. So I'm wondering, are they both going to be available at Costco or just the Partycade? I imagine both will.
I don't know, man. The NBA Jam you can pre-order now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it goes to Shop Hippo, right?
I'm not sure where it goes through. If it goes through Shop Hippo or if you can order direct to consumer through Arcade1up.
I swear it wasn't it Shop Hippo? Yeah, it was Shop Hippo. That's why they were doing all the yeah. So it's a lot of these retailers they get like an exclusive variant of the arcade, right? So the deluxe version is a Shop Hippo one. Maybe if they have extra units to sell, maybe you'll see Best Buy end up with it after Shop Hippo has it for so many days, like on their website, like they get the first batch of orders. But it sounds like this Partycade might be a Costco exclusive.
Okay.
So based upon that sign and based upon Arcade1up's history of them, how they sell their products. So I would assume this is just going to be a Costco exclusive.
Yeah, and that's one thing Arcade1up does really well is they are very good at maintaining these relationships with these retailers. They've got a lot of them. They've got Best Buy, Costco. I mean, they've got, I
Mhm.
could name probably 10 or 12 retailers they've worked with in the past. So that's good. They're getting the product out there in the stores where people can see them. And something I've always felt about NBA Jam and NFL Blitz is it sells to a larger audience. You've got a lot of people with game rooms that are designed and focused on sports, and they may not necessarily like video games, or they may not even like arcades, but they'll buy these because of the sports, the NBA logo and the NFL logo, and the names and the players.
Yeah, NBA Jam I think will sell. I think there'll be new people out there who haven't picked up an NBA Jam yet from Arcade1up, and they'll pick it up. But here's the thing, though, is the price. That's going to shy a lot of people away. But
Yeah.
you know,
Now, if they've never bought one of these before and they really didn't know what they were getting into, they may just buy it and not know. But if you've done any research, you'll know that that price is very high for what you're getting. We're just getting NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and Hang Time. I
hmm
do like that the marquee is Tournament Edition, though. I think the Tournament Edition marquee looks better, and then the graphics around the game deck look better with that.
yeah. But
So,
why not just use the Tournament Edition side panel art and just make it a Tournament Edition Deluxe cabinet? You know what I mean? Like
mhm.
right now, it's kind of a mix. It's kind of a hodgepodge between Jam and Jam Tournament Edition. So, in my
Yeah,
opinion, pick one game or the other and put that on the side panel.
right.
So it doesn't look horrible. Like it doesn't detract. Like I don't look at it and be like, oh my god, because the marquee says Tournament Edition, this sucks. Like nothing like that. It's just like pick one or the other. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it does look like they're using the newer marquee style that we've seen in the midway shaped arcade cabinets, which actually is the the printed what do you call that, acrylic um, thing versus like a light box marquee. So the marquee should hopefully look better than what we
Yeah,
saw in previous generation.
those tend to look better when they do those
Hmm
than the box marquee.
hmm
And then these are just some of the features that I had wanted to point out that I had found on their advertisement was that it has Wi-Fi online multiplayer. I was wondering if the Partycade, does it have Wi-Fi? It sounds like it does.
I don't think so. No,
Oh,
no,
it
because
doesn't.
it definitely wasn't in the product listing on their website.
Okay.
So that would be something if I were them, I would highly advertise because that would be the first partycade or countercade that actually had online ability, Wi-Fi, co-op playing ability. That would have been something that you would advertise,
Hmm.
and it wasn't on there. So I think it's going to be like all their other partycades, countercades, tabletop machines, where they don't have online abilities, which is part of the reason the price is cheaper, I suppose, on those.
Yeah, I've been hearing a little bit about that. That may have just been I heard it wrong, or maybe someone's misinformed on that. But I had that question on the Partycade and it having online. It does say upgraded joysticks. Now I don't know if that means they're actually upgrading these joysticks beyond what we're already getting, or if this is just those heavier springs we get like on the Street Fighter cabinet. Do you know?
That's what I think it is. I think it's probably the same joysticks they've been using in like the last couple of releases that they've called upgraded joysticks, but are that's what I'm assuming. We won't know until someone actually gets one and opens it up and we take a look at them.
Yeah, I guess if we had someone in Vegas this weekend, we might have been able to find that out. But I didn't see any content from Vegas other than that image I had showed.
Hmm
It does have on and off light up buttons. So they've done the light up buttons before. There was a Sam's Club edition NBA Jam that had those light up buttons. And I had actually made a video on it some time ago, several months ago,
hmm
saying that they should bring those back. I think that's a nice addition. I do hear some complaints about them though. That if you're really heavy on the buttons and you're not, you play really hard. I guess you could say on those buttons, it could break them. Have you had any experience like that?
I've never had a light up button break on me. Never.
Okay. I've been hearing it was Papa Brad who's been saying that in the chat that he every time he gets a light up button on his arcade within about 10 days it's broken.
Maybe Papa Brad is in like beast mode when he's playing.
Yeah, he's like,
Um, yeah, I've never had a light up button go out on me. But I also am not a big fan of light up buttons. I did put them on this modified arcade one up right here. I've done it on a couple of mods in the past. I put light up buttons in, but in all honesty, the arcades we grew up in, they didn't really have light up buttons for the most part. Maybe like light up volcano buttons, or here and there you'd find a machine with a light up button, right? But they weren't really like, oh my god, there's 16 buttons on here and they were all lit up. How often did you see that in the real arcades? Not very often. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like what Jason just put in the chat. If you want to put that on the screen, now this is
Yeah,
actually
let's see.
something that this is actually something that I know what these are. Hold on, it's the one about the eclipse buttons. Pull up his comment about that. So I know what eclipse buttons are, where it's just like the bottom ring of the button that sits on top of the panel is lit up versus like the entire button. It's kind of like a low profile light. Like I've never actually used them before. I know what they are, but that's actually like if you're gonna light up buttons, I like that way. I like that. That sounds like a great idea. So I should order some eclipse buttons from like Focus Attack or something and put them in a machine and see how they look. I've never done it before, so but I know what they are. It's less of that bright light in your face, I guess. So,
Yeah, I know what you're saying with that. Like I have the light up deck protector on my Killer Instinct, and when I play it, I don't have the light up protector on because it's too bright.
Never turn that off.
So I do like the fact you can turn the buttons off. When you're not playing it, have them on. When you're playing it, turn them off. I like that.
Yeah, have it on for ambiance, that kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then 3D molded light up coin doors. So I do like this because, we've been having to pay extra and do a modification later on to do these lights. And for the coin doors, these are coming stock. We've seen this on the Killer Instinct Pro. We saw it on Star Wars. And now we're seeing it on NBA Jam Deluxe. So I'm hoping this comes more standard on future cabinets.
The molded light up coin doors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're lighting them up and we don't have to, light them up again, is a nice thing. So yeah.
And then
I feel bad for Retro 530. He makes a lot of money off those light up coin doors.
Oh yeah, sometimes he's sold out of them, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the demand is so high, but everyone wants it.
And it's an easy modification, so most people do it. So I can see him selling out and having a hard time keeping them in stock. But that may change with Arcade1up using these more on their cabinets in the future. So it's got the 17-inch BOE. They know us. They know we're really picky on the BOE and TN now. We're always looking for that. We're always hesitant to buy one until we know it's got the BOE. So they're letting us know up front. Most people that look at these advertisements, they probably don't even know what that means. But us hardcores, we know exactly what that means. And metal certificate of authenticity plaque. So
fluff, just fluff, just fluff.
Haven't seen this yet, what it looks like, but it is metal. So I'm wondering, how nice is this? Is it worth $100 or $200?
I mean, because it's supposed to be an anniversary edition, it probably says anniversary edition on there.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
So that's new, though. I mean, we haven't seen anything like that before. We've got some signed authenticity stuff with like the countercades and stuff, but I've never seen a metal one.
Yeah.
And it looks like PD7's joined us as well as Mike Worley has joined us. Good to see you guys. Glad you've made it.
With the bad guys here? Oh, everyone watch out. The bad guy is in the chat.
The bad guy, Mike Worley. And PD7 as well. Cornercade, he goes, I don't like the light up coin doors because when two arcade doors are lit and the rest aren't, they all now look broken. So that's a good point. You got one that's lit, the other ones look broken, throws everything off. That's kind of how it was too when the no risers started coming out. We got some with risers, some without. It's just, I guess, goes with the territory. Endangered Dog, sup, P-Dubs and Biggie.
Sup, dog?
And let's see here if we got any other chats I need to bring up.
Maybe, hey, Danny, Cornercade, maybe instead of complaining, you can just light up all those other coin doors. Maybe think about that.
Yeah, Retro 530, I wonder if he would do a deal if you bought a bunch of them, because he's got a lot of arcades. He would need a lot of light-up buttons.
Ooh, Cornercade?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I mean,
he's got like 20 or 30 arcades
Oh,
now.
my God. Dude, that's a lot, bro. Never mind. Just sit in the darkness. That'd be
And
too much money.
Rick and Crystal Show, he says PDubs never got the chance to say thanks for all those how-to videos. Thank you, sir.
Hey, yeah, I said thanks back to them in the live chat. Appreciate. Always happy to help people out, and like I always say, as I learn new things, I like to share that with people. You know what I mean? So like we're all just sharing information, helping each other out. That's what makes for a great gaming community, fellowship, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, absolutely. I've used your videos many times on various things. You have some great how-to videos and tutorial videos.
Yeah.
So the next thing I wanted to discuss is going to be Time Crisis. So I feel like Time Crisis is even bigger news than the NBA Jam Deluxe because we've just been waiting so long for Time Crisis. We got the leak. We got GameFly as well, I think, leaked Time Crisis. And then we got recently the app showing the games list and even a small description of what we're getting. So we can pretty much confirm now it's very close. I mean, we've been waiting a long time for this, and I wanted to discuss it. So this is a look at the leaked cabinet design. Now, I don't feel like this is going to be the final design. I feel like they've reworked this. It's going to look completely different. But what do you think on that?
That original design was horrible. I remember when they leaked this on Reddit. And yes, I 100% firmly believe that an Arcade1up employee who said they were created a Reddit account and put it on Reddit. Like, I 100% believe that. Like, or like they told the person to put it on Reddit. You know what I mean? The person who was at that fair or whatever where they were showing this off behind the scenes. So yeah. I firmly believe they leaked it to get feedback. I firmly believe that. It was a controlled leak. Because once it hits Reddit, it spreads through the community like wildfire. They put these photos on Reddit, and then within 8 minutes, someone puts it in a Facebook group. And then once it's in a Facebook group, all of a sudden, all the YouTubers see it, and here come all the YouTube videos, right? Like, the Arcade1up knows how thirsty this community is for information, right? So I firmly believe they put this, and this thing, let's be honest, looked horrible. It looks like a Fisher-Price toy. So hopefully they listened to feedback, and hopefully the reason for the delay is they went back to the drawing board and are going to make this thing look really badass when it comes out. I hope so.
They need to.
There's a lot of rumors out there, like, is it going to have a pedal? Is it not going to have a pedal? Is it just going to be a button on the gun that you push? Because this game, you're supposed to use the pedal. Why not both? Why not have both? Right? Some people want to push the pedal. Some people want to push a button. Why not have both? So we'll see. But I forget what your original question for me was. Oh, did I think the original design was ugly? Yes, I did.
Yeah. So I thought the same. I did not like this design. It was too tall, too skinny. I do like K-Fox's idea that it could be an XL. I think it would benefit greatly from an XL design because if they want it to be tall, it needs to be wider.
If you mean like a 19-inch monitor, that would be awesome.
Yeah. And if they deliver on those things, I think this is going to be a really big seller, a hot ticket item, because people want light gun games. I mean, I've been playing a ton of light gun games on my ALU via my Wii U, and I love playing like the Resident Evil light gun shooters, House of the Dead, and then I got one recently, a Sega one called Ghost Squad, which is a lot of fun as well.
So let me ask you a question. How long did it take you to figure out how to set all that up?
The ALU to the Wii U?
Oh, you're just talking Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So that only takes seconds to set up because you're just using your arcade machine as a TV. That's all you're doing.
Right, exactly. Very simple. Just plug and play and you're going.
Yeah. But other people, when it comes to multicades, like, dude, you get so much more value if you have a multicade that you could play all these light gun games on. Like, if you know how to use a PC or a device that'll run light gun games, if you know how to set up Sinden and all that, you know how to set up Gun for IR, AE light guns, Arcade Europe guns, the new Pandora's Box light guns that are coming out, which I did get to order, by the way, so those are on the way as well. So I get to test those out with the Pandora's Box. But here's the thing, guys, is there's a lot of people out there, I think a lot of Arcade1up fans, that they don't want to go through the whole process of learning and figuring it out. Multicade lovers, tinkerers like me, I have no problem spending a couple days getting an arcade machine ready to play light guns. Other people literally just want to turn it on and start shooting, right? And
Hmm.
that's what Arcade One Up has done all these years. Is they make it easy. You turn it on, you start playing. So as long as the four games are emulated correctly, play the right way, and are a fun experience, I'm sure a lot of people will like it. You know what I mean? Just turn it on and play. No setup necessary. Maybe calibrate the guns once every 6 months, that kind of thing. That's it. You know.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I want it easy, I want it quick, and I just want to play. I've done some modding. I have a Raspberry Pi. I've set that up. But it's, I don't want to spend a ton of time doing that. I'd rather just put it together and play it. So I'm a big, customer or future customer for Time Crisis. And I do enjoy the light gun games. I think a lot of other people want some light gun games in their game rooms. And I think it's going to do well. As long as they can make the cabinet design look better, I think they've got a big hit here. Now, we did get the games list. So that was part of this leak that we got on the app. Was we didn't just get a description of it. We didn't just get Time Crisis, but we got to see the other games that are going to be included. Now, we don't know if there are going to be other games on top of this yet. I mean, we just see these ones.
I doubt it.
So we can assume or we can hope for more, but we're assuming we're only going to get these, which is Time Crisis, Point Blank, Steel Gunner 1 and 2.
I mean, these are the four games that they leaked on their mobile application. If there were more games, I'm sure they would have leaked them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. No, man, 4 games. That's Arcade One Up style these days. You get, what is it? Unless it's a legacy cabinet, you're getting 4 games or less nowadays on these arcade machines. We're back to 2018.
We're back to the 2, 3, 4 games now. Hopefully not. I'm hoping we get, at least Time Crisis 2. I know there's a lot of talk about Time Crisis 2, at least getting that game on there. Also, that would open up the possibility of linking these cabinets together if we could get Time Crisis 2 on there. So we'll have to wait and see. But we do know from what we've seen, that we're getting at least these 4 games. I do like Point Blank a lot. I've played it at the arcade. I'm not a big fan of Steel Gunner 1 and 2, though. The graphics just don't do it for me. What do you think about these games?
I think Time Crisis and Point Blank are the clear-cut go-to games on here, but, having other games as a change of pace is nice.
Yeah.
But, they couldn't really do Time Crisis 2, 3, the other ones. I think they used a totally different arcade board or emulation board. I forget which board it was. I got a brain fart right now. It was more advanced technologies. These games all pretty much ran on the same technology, so it kind of makes sense that these are the 4 games on this arcade versus jumping back and forth. So,
yeah, and Cornercade brought up a good point here. He says Point Blank is 2-player, and so is Steel Gunner. Do you think we're going to have 2 guns, or
yeah?
Okay.
I think it'll be 2 guns on this thing. Yeah, so like Point Blank and Steel Gunner multiplayer games. Time Crisis is a 1-player game, so you'll probably use the 1-player gun and the pedal for that game. So,
yeah, and the pedal, it was a big thing that people were talking about as well when we saw this leak. Was what's the pedal going to look like? We can kind of see it there in that image. It's just like
does it look so bad?
It's so bad.
it looked like a Fisher Price toy, and that's what a lot of people said. And not just YouTubers. We're talking people on Reddit, people on Facebook, people on Twitter. Like when the leaks were going around, this thing was getting hammered from everybody. So it wasn't like it was 1 or 2 guys shitting on it. Hundreds and hundreds of Arcade 1up fans shit on the way this thing looked. So don't come yelling at us for it. But yeah, man. It just didn't look cool. Hopefully everything looks super cool now. So.
Yeah, and that's why my initial thought when I had saw that there was going to be a button on the gun for ducking, that they took the pedal away completely, because there was so much controversy with that pedal that maybe they just got rid of it altogether.
Do you have go back to the pictures? Do you have the PD7 or Constorm Entertainment's leaked photos?
I don't have that up. If you want to bring it up, you can. I didn't have that prepared, but I know what you're talking about.
The way I read it, and we talked about this on Super Game Room Dudes, and everyone in the live chat, let me know if you agree or disagree with me. If you disagree with me, it's totally fine. I want to know if I'm wrong. But the way I read the wording on the listing on the mobile app, it said the Arcade1up versions also have an optional button on the gun to use versus like to use for the the coming forward and back, like which is what you use the pedal for, right? The
Hmm.
fact that they said also, the word also, it sounds to me like it has a pedal plus this button. Use the pedal if you want, use the button if you want. That's how I read it. And again, I could be wrong. Maybe it only has a pedal. Maybe it only has the button. Well, actually, no, we can't say that because the listing said button. Maybe it only has a button. Maybe it has both. In my opinion, the way I read it means it comes with both. But if
Yeah.
I'm
So
wrong,
initially,
I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong, but let me know.
yeah, initially I had thought that it was just the button. They ditched the pedal. I even made a community post on it, but I didn't read it closely enough. I didn't see the also word or even
Yeah,
think of that. Now that I've reread it, I've heard other people say it.
yeah.
I think it's going to have both. I also
And I could be wrong completely. Maybe it just has the button and no pedal, but that would suck in my opinion. You know.
I think it's going to have both. And the reason I say that is Travis MCP, he commented on my community post. He said, "You want to make a bet." So he's wanting me to bet on that it doesn't have both.
Well,
So
if anyone knows, it's Travis. Oh, so Travis, you told people publicly it only had a button.
yeah.
And Travis, who does stuff for Arcade1up directly, and he's got the inside word, was teasing you, right?
Uh-huh. He
All
said
right,
you
so
want to he said you want to make a bet.
all right, so
Because I told him
it
that
has
they
both.
ditched it.
It's confirmed right
Yeah.
there, Biggie D. You
Yeah.
confirmed it with Travis.
Yes.
If
Without him
anyone
saying
knows,
it.
it's Travis. If anyone knows,
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of inside information like that from Travis and John D just coming on my YouTube and commenting or sending me messages and stuff. I guess now that I'm creating content, they want that content to be accurate. So they're giving me that information to relay
yes,
it to my audience. I think it's pretty cool. That's one thing we've asked from Arcade1up too is better communication. So Travis has helped with that. And so we've gone over the games. We're going to get now into AtGames. Now this is a really strong area for you, not so much for me. My channel is mostly focused on Arcade1up, but I do now own AtGames. I do cover AtGames, but I'm not by any means an expert on AtGames.
I've never heard of them before. Who are they?
But we know that PDubs, he is an expert. He knows it all. So this will be some good subjects to discuss here and topics. And what I wanted to discuss was the 4K.
Oh, is this where I have to correct everything you said in your last video, like we talked about before we went live, Biggie D?
Yeah. So if you guys watched my video this week on AtGames, I had did like a 25-minute deep dive into these slides and my opinion on what I think is coming. And Carlo had to correct me on a couple of things. So I'm learning. I'm still learning. But I am definitely interested in these, and I'm excited for what's coming. And I'm going to get better at what I know about AtGames, that's for sure. But let's look here at this Legends Ultimate 4KP. So this is the ALU, the AtGames Legends Ultimate 4K.
The arcade machine.
The arcade, yeah.
Okay.
Which is what I have, but it's going to have a 4K chipset and a 4K screen. And it's also going to include the bit LCD, which I don't have. And what are your thoughts on this? And it's coming pretty soon.
Well, on paper, this all sounds good. There's a lot of information we still need to know. And also, to like on the arcade machine, how many games are you going to be? Like, does it really matter if Bad Dudes and Bubble Bobble are in 4K? Does it really matter? Right? But AtGames is all about bringing your own games, running other games on the system, right? So if you're able to connect other devices and use a nice 4K monitor, we don't know the refresh rate, right? If they come out and they're like, oh, hey, guys, we put 60 hertz 4K monitors in these arcade and pinball machines, does that really make a difference? No. Like, they got to go 120. It's got to be 120 or better. You know what I mean? And also, it'd be really cool to, connect and play modern arcade games on a very beautiful screen with arcade controls, like OTG mode. Like I get all that for the arcade machine. I think it's more exciting for the pinball machine than the arcade machine, the 4K. The fact that this 4K arcade machine will have the LCD monitor built in is fantastic versus purchasing it separately. They have to use looks like a VIBS board to run it. So that's great. So the VIBS board is going to be included. And also that VIBS board is great that it's included because that means also too, let's say you connect your PC and you're a tinkerer and let's say you're using something, I don't know, like Launchbox or something, right? And where you can add dynamic marquees, right? Or CoinOps on PC versus like CoinOps X off a thumb drive. Like you'll be able to still use your bit LCD as a dynamic marquee. So the fact that that stuff is all included is awesome. The fact that it's going to have a new user interface is cool. If you guys remember though, Biggie, they released some footage of what the new user interface was going to look like way back in February.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, I saw that.
Everyone hated it. Well, I would not say everyone, but most people hated it. Like I did a video saying, hey guys, here's some footage of what it looks like. Tell me what you think. You should read the comments on the video. People were crapping all over that user interface. And keep in mind, it's nice that AtGames tried to do a new user interface, but what they showed people didn't like. It's been many, many months. Hopefully they listened to feedback and maybe they've revamped it. And maybe we'll see a much better user interface come August, September than what they were showing in February. Hopefully they listened to feedback. Overall, I think that this is exciting stuff in my opinion. The arcade machine, but the pinball machine is I think the most exciting.
Yeah, and that brings up a good point. Is a lot of people are trying to understand why get the AtGames Legends Ultimate 4K. Most of the arcade games don't run in 4K. Very few would.
Mostly for OTG mode.
Yeah. So it's going to be for your consoles that you hook up and your PC.
And with it having the 3588 rack chip, that means they can run much better games natively. You know what I mean? So is it possible AtGames shocked the world when they brought in a partnership with Rare and we're getting Killer Instinct 2, right? Was that just the first step? Is AtGames going to bring in even better? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to open the wallet more and get us like, Virtua Fighter and Tekken and stuff like that? You know what I mean? Like more 3D type games that, the 3588 chip can handle. Wouldn't it be really cool to run those natively, right? Versus connecting a device to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, there you go. So
and that's
that makes sense.
One thought that I had on this is, something I would like to see in home arcade is not just the classics, but also the more modern arcade games. I go to a lot of the arcades around town, not the retro ones, but the modern ones like Dave & Buster's and places like that, even Castles and Coasters and places like that. They're going to have the Raw Thrills titles, which are like Jurassic Park and Halo and Walking Dead and all these really advanced modern arcade games. And with this chipset, they're going to be more in that, where that vicinity now where they can make those kind of games.
Well, I don't know about the new stuff, but definitely stuff from, the, PlayStation era. Hold on. Guys, knock it off. My dogs are over here wrestling.
I'm lucky mine's not barking.
Yeah, sorry about that.
But so it is going to run 4K. You need you need a lot of horsepower. You need a pretty advanced chipset to run 4K, wouldn't you?
Yeah. This thing can handle it. So the 3588, so it should be okay.
It is still a single board though, so it's going to have a lot of limitations.
Yeah, it's not a PC, so there's only so much you could do.
Right. And so it's got the back glass. I like that. So all this stuff's included. You got the bit LCD. The 24-inch 4K screen. You got the new UI, 300 games included. What do you think it's going to cost?
I have no clue. They haven't announced a price yet. I'm hoping... we got to remember the bit LCD's included, and that's typically, what, a $300 add-on? The VIBS
During
board
NOD,
is included.
it was $250.
Yeah, but just normal pricing, right? And then, like, the VIBS board is typically $50 add-on, plus a 4K monitor, but if they're getting them in bulk, their purchasing power might be nice. I mean, I'm guessing like 800, 900 is what I'd like to see. Like if this machine is 999 or more, that would kind of be like, look at how many people bought the $900 iArcade Gold Edition. Not that many.
Mm-hmm.
Will you guys be willing to spend that kind of money? That's the question for your audience in the live chat. Will you guys be able to spend the money,
Yeah,
and want to spend the money? I mean, $899 maybe. But I mean, if they go over 1,000 on the arcade machine, I don't know if that would work out so well.
yeah, and this I want to see a new cabinet design. Is it going to be the same cabinet design like those
We don't know.
images we saw?
We don't
I
know.
hope not.
I mean, in my opinion, I think they should drop the Swan design. Like if you're changing the user interface, you're changing the hardware, and you're bringing in really cool games like the rare games, you should also change the style of the cabinet, make it look more like the kind of arcades we're used to looking at here in North America. Get rid of the swan shape, is my opinion. Will they do that? Will they just keep the swan shape? Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll find out in like a month or two, right? So I mean, we'll find out in due time.
So next month,
Hold on.
do you think?
I got to get my dogs out of my office. Hang
Yeah,
on.
take your time.
Go ahead.
Yeah, guys. So we'll let PDubs let his dogs out. But one thing about this AtGames Legends Ultimate is, we're going to see it next month. Hopefully, there's going to be some information released from AtGames next month in August. And then in September at the Cleveland Gaming Convention, they're actually going to have physical units there that we can have hands-on. We can actually play these things and maybe do some like mini reviews for you guys during the Cleveland Gaming Convention. And then I think these are going to actually ship in November, if I'm correct on that.
Hopefully.
You think November they'll ship?
That's what they said.
Okay. So we'll see if they stick to that. Now, the other product they're going to have is going to be the Legends Pinball 4KP. This is the one I'm more interested in because I don't have a Legends Pinball yet. So this is like the perfect one for me. Just wait till the 4K comes out and get this one. The price tag is going to be pretty expensive. I've heard Michael B say it could be as high as $1,500. What are your thoughts on price with this? It's obviously going to be more expensive.
Yeah, that's crazy, right? 1,500, but maybe they'll still sell both. Maybe they'll sell the one version and the other. The current version is what technically full price.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it like $700 or something?
$799, I think, is MSRP on the current Legends Pinball.
Okay, so if you look at current pricing, you're adding again a $50 Vips board. You're adding a larger back glass, larger back box with two screens in it. It's going to have 3 screens, right? You're going to get the 24-inch for your back glass image. You're also getting a DMD in there as well. So basically, it's going to look a lot like the one I have back there in the corner with the buy stuff back box.
Mm-hmm.
Longer legs. The legs are bigger, 2 inches longer. Larger speakers. Looks like they're going to be about 5-inch speakers. We're getting solenoids instead of haptic feedback. Like, you're getting a lot of stuff. Like, can they get all that in there for $200 more and make this $999? I don't know. I mean,
would be if they get it under $999. I'd be worried about where did they cut corners. I'd rather pay the extra $200 and get the quality.
Yeah. So like, I would love for them to shock the world and say it's like $999. Mm-hmm. But if they come out and they're like, hey, it's like $1,200, $1,300, I would kind of get it based upon how much the current model is and the improvements being put into the next model. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But no one knows the prices yet. It's all speculation.
And so this is a 32-inch. That's the same size screen as the current pinball, correct?
The main playfield, yeah.
Okay, but it is getting a larger back glass. It's going from 15.6 to 23.8, so that's much larger.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third back glass, DMD, is that extra or is that coming with it?
I think it comes with it. So
okay, so it says add a third, meaning I thought it was extra, but maybe they're just changing that, or
I think it'll come with it.
Okay, so that'd be nice. Get all 3 screens and with it, one price. Mm-hmm. Don't pay extra for anything. And then yes, so the taller design, the 2 inches of extra length are really nice for me. So on my Attack from Mars, Arcade1up. I've got 3-inch furniture risers that fit under the legs that bring it up high enough for me. So the 2 inches longer length, I'll still have to use those, but it'll actually be enough to where I can play it. The current Legends pinball is too short. I can't, even with the risers, it would be too short.
Yeah, so the current Legends pinball, and I'm only 5'11", and you're 6 foot what again?
4.
Right, so you're like 5 inches taller than me. So even for me, my back would hurt playing extended periods of time on the AtGames Legends pinball. So that's why I got the stern legs, because the stern legs are about 2 to 3 inches longer from the floor up than the stock legs. So I got the stern legs put on there. But I also got the adjustable feet for the stern legs that those can add up to another 4 inches. So you could raise this thing technically about 6 inches higher than it was, right? So I got mine raised about 4.5 inches higher than what it was before, just using the stock legs. And it's so much better. Like I can stand for a much longer period of time and play on it. So bigger is better, baby, when it comes to pinball.
Yeah, they definitely needed to do that. Longer legs, that's much needed. And then the boxier cabinet, I like this. So it's got 4 inches more depth in the cabinet, making it look more like a real pinball machine.
Yeah, it'll look fatter. It'll look more like a real fat ass pinball machine. So it'll be great.
And what I was saying when you stepped away is we're going to see these in Cleveland in September.
Hopefully.
That's what we're being told, right?
Hopefully, yeah. Yeah, I mean, they said in their little marketing slick that they released a week or two ago that the goal was to have these products at the show.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Now, I don't get there till Friday. You're getting there on Thursday, or are you getting there Friday?
I'm getting there Thursday night, I think. So I'll be there already.
Yeah, I'm wondering too, since you guys are pretty close with AtGames, meaning you and Michael B, if you guys will probably get your hands on this before anyone else.
I don't think so. But hey, if they let us in early, are we going to complain? You know?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I can't wait for Cleveland. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so we got this CPU upgrade kit. So this is something I'm pretty interested in for my ALU, because I'm not really seeing the need for the 4K screen so much on the ALU as I want it on the pinball. I definitely want it on the pinball, but this might be just really nice for the ALU, is just upgrade the board. That way you get the new UI, you can play the newer games, and what else would that bring by doing that?
Well, if you're not going to put in the 4K monitor, why even bother? Like, I would just
keep what you have.
Yeah, like, so for instance, I didn't pre-order any of these boards. Like, it's nice. What I like is the fact that AtGames gave current owners an option. You know what I mean? If there's one thing that Arcade1up always got shit over, is the fact that in order to upgrade to the newest product, you had to buy the next cabinet. iArcade, to upgrade to the gold, you had to buy a whole new cabinet. Like, one thing that they could have done that a lot of people said they would do, Biggie, was just buy, like, they already owned the iArcade Dragon's Lair, but they wanted the improved hardware features, marquee, shape of the bar top. Why not just sell the bar top versus making them buy the base and the whole thing? You sell it for like $600 or something like that versus $800 with the bar top. Like, why not do that, right? Like, and they got a lot of crap over it, and that was a big mistake in my opinion. There was no upgrade path. What is nice about AtGames is they're giving owners an upgrade path. So anyone who's like, oh my god, I don't want to buy a whole new arcade machine, well, here, you can spend, because these were on sale back then. I think they were like $300. Spend $300, get a new board versus $900 for a new arcade machine, and you can upgrade your stuff. So it's nice that they're doing that.
Yeah, I do like the ability to upgrade. I think I would want it.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool for some people, but in my opinion, I'm just gonna get the new 4K machines. I'm not even gonna mess with the upgrade.
So you're gonna get both. You're getting the ALU 4K and the pinball 4K.
That's my plan. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of extra AtGames machines here, so I could sell a couple to help offset the cost of the new one. That's what I've done for years. Biggie is, I'll have a lot of these arcade machines, and the ones that have become my absolute favorites, like I won't sell, they're still here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Arcade1up Star Wars and stuff. Like they're still here. I probably won't sell them. But like the ones that I'm like, oh, okay, like I could live without it. You know, I always sell those and put those towards the next purchase. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I could sell. I have 2 AtGames behind me. I could sell one of these for a few $100, a couple $100, and and just put that towards the machine. You know what I mean? This is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the hustle, right?
Yeah, for me, I'm going to have to choose one or the other. Since I've already got the ALU, I will keep that, get the ALP, maybe upgrade the board on the ALU, and I'll be pretty close to owning both by doing that.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. I mean, we're a couple months away, and we'll see what the pricing looks like and go from there. But all very exciting stuff. One other subject I wanted to discuss to kind of close out our AtGames discussion for this evening was the new edition of the rare games we're going to be getting. We're going to be getting 19 classic games, and then we're going to be getting some brand new pinball games as well, Killer Instinct, Battletoads, and Sea of Thieves. So this is all very cool.
Yes, very cool.
And the 19 games, did you know what games those were? I know that we're getting Killer Instinct 1, 2, we're getting Battletoads Arcade, and then there were like some SNES games and some other platform I've never heard of.
Yeah, hang on. Let me, hopefully I still have it here. Let me see. I can pull it up for you. We were talking about this before we went live. I have the games list. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get the Battletoads NES, SNES version. You're getting the arcade version. You're getting Killer Instinct 1 and 2 arcade versions. And let's see if we can get this right here. All right, cool. Let me share my screen, and you can share my screen.
Yeah, I'll bring that up for you.
So, I mean, the only arcade games you're getting are Killer Instinct 1, 2, and you're getting Battletoads. So you're getting 3 arcade games. The rest are all NES, SNES, Super Nintendo, or the old Spectrum, which is a classic system I never touched.
Yeah, I've never heard of Spectrum.
Yeah. So one thing you were asking me, like, well, hey, PDubs, which ones do you think they'll make into pinball games? Well, I mean, the first round have got to be successful, right? So if the Killer Instinct, Battletoads, and Sea of Thieves virtual pinball games that they're creating from scratch end up being successful, if they're a hit, I would like them to do like an RC Pro-Am virtual pinball table. It'd be like a racing table, right? I think that would be really, really cool. Anything else on this list? I don't know for sure. Let us know in the live chat, guys. Which game do you think could translate into a really cool virtual pinball game besides RC Pro-Am? There have been so many racing pinball games and virtual pinball games in the past. I think it's an easy win. It's an easy way to make a buck. People love racing pinball games. But let us know in the live chat. What do you think, Biggie, looking at this list?
So that brings up a good point when you bring up this list. And if they make future pinball games, brand new ones, like they're going to do with Killer Instinct, Battletoads, and Sea of Thieves, on another, in the future new releases, do they have to choose from this list, or can they choose from any rare titles?
Well, I mean, these are the games that they have a partnership with. So I'm just going based upon this. Like, this is all they're going to work with. Does that mean in the future they'll spend more money and get some of the other rare titles? We don't know. That's all open for speculation. You know what I mean? I'm not going to make videos and say, what's a big rare game? Is it Crash Bandicoot?
Like Banjo-Kazooie?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the one. Banjo and Kazooie. I'm not going to make YouTube videos saying AtGames is making a Banjo and Kazooie table when they don't even have the license for that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just going off this list. So this is all I got.
Just wishful thinking and hoping. We don't have any idea of what's coming than what we got.
It's great clickbait. You could make a great video on here's other rare games that AtGames could hopefully get their hands on. Like, you made a video, but you were talking about like the really modern arcade stuff. I think
the Raw Thrills games.
When you were talking about Arcade1up, right? Like this one, you'd have to be like, okay, what's not like a really, really, like the Banjo game, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, like older shit, It'd be a fun video to make, but I'm not gonna make that video. I'm just working off this list, man.
Yeah. So if we get 3 pinball games, we get the Killer Instinct pinball, we get the Battletoads, and we get the Sea of Thieves. Those 3 games, let's say, in a pinball pack. Do you think those will come by the end of the year?
That's what they said.
Okay. And
Well, no, I'm sorry. They said I think the Natural History Pinball Pack 2 is the one that's going to be coming out later this year. That's the one that they announced in February. They were hoping to show it at Summer Nod, but they said it's been delayed. But I'm pretty sure that project would be further along than this project, which they're just starting. So in all honesty, I don't think these games might not come out until next year, is what I'm thinking. Like if they're going to spend the next few months getting the Natural History Pack done and then go to this project, I think it might be, like, hey, February Nod, guess what? Here's your Killer Instinct virtual pinball game. Here's your Battletoads and the other one. My guess is February National Owners Day 2024 is when these games would be released. The pinball games.
Yeah.
Obviously, the arcade games are coming out later this year.
Yeah, those are easy just to port over and put on the system.
No. You can't say that. It is not easy to port over Killer Instinct. No, they're going to have to optimize it. I'm sure they have several third-party studios that they partnered with to optimize the games to run on their hardware. You can't just dump a ROM and run Killer Instinct.
Yeah, they're going to have to optimize it, like you said.
Battletoads is easier, but you know what I mean. But yeah.
And that brings up a good point too. Is like on these pinball games, and maybe even Killer Instinct 1 and 2, is it going to run on the current hardware, or are we going to need these new chips to run some of this stuff?
So PK himself confirmed it, and it was in their presentations that all AtGames arcade family products will run these games.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yep. I mean, that's why you have engineers. That's why you have developers. They optimize these games to run on the specific hardware. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a lot of time, a lot of money to do
that. Versus a lot of us who were just so used to, we dump a ROM in a folder and try to emulate the game, using an emulator. And like for instance, Killer Instinct doesn't run on MAME, right? So they're probably doing what Arcade1up did, having a special emulator made that works on that hardware. So they're doing the same thing Arcade1up did. So
yeah, I'm really interested to compare their version of Killer Instinct to the Code Mystics version too. Like how different is it going to be? How close it would be?
Pressure's on, because if it sucks and doesn't run great, it would be kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like you spent all this money, like the pressure's on to make it as good of an experience as Code Mystics did.
Yeah.
So,
and that's a big task. They did a very good job, I thought.
They did. Like, I mean, obviously when it first came out, people were complaining left and right. But like, I just got my KI, remember the 149. So luckily I got it by the time all the updates went in. And the games run fantastic.
Yeah.
You almost forget you're playing the games on an Arcade1up. That's how great the games run.
Yeah, so every time I stand in front of my Killer Instinct and I play it, I'm actually kind of taken back by how well it plays on that chipset, because it's not a very powerful board.
No, it's not.
And it runs great.
It's not. I was talking to Mystery Encoder. I said, Mystery Encoder, I was talking to him behind the scenes. I said, let me ask you something. I said, Arcade1up was using the all-winner, I think, H2 chip. And AtGames on these products, they're using the 3328. And the pinball machine had the 3399. But the 3328 rock chip. I said, can they make this happen? Can they get these games running that they just announced? You know what Mr. Encoder told me? He goes, dude, if they're working on a custom emulator for it, they could get this thing running on a Pi 2. Not a Raspberry Pi 3, not a Raspberry Pi 4, a Raspberry Pi 2. So don't quote me on that. That's Mystery Encoder. That's what Mystery Encoder told me. He's like, you can run Killer Instinct on a Pi 2 if you know what you're doing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Not just dumping a ROM in a folder. You know?
Yeah, because I tried to get Killer Instinct to run on my Pi 4 by just dropping it in, and it wouldn't run.
Oh, of course not. So yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. So we'll see what happens.
And we've got we're coming up on an hour and 10. I know you like to only go for about an hour and 20, and we've got 2.
It's your show, man.
I'm the same though. I typically only go about a minute or an hour and 20. So we've got 2 subjects left here. I want to get through quickly here in the next 10 minutes. And that's going to be iArcade. We know iArcade is out of business. They are going bankrupt, but the servers are still up. So if anyone out there is considering purchasing an iArcade, you could still purchase one, and you could connect it to the internet. It's going to install the 10 or 11 games it comes with. Now, you wouldn't be able to purchase any other games because the store is down. Like the games aren't on the store. And then, but let's say you've owned an iArcade in the past and you have 40, 50 games, and you go buy tomorrow on Amazon a brand new iArcade. All those games can still be downloaded to that new iArcade because the servers are still up. Were you aware of this?
Well, yeah. I mean, until whatever trustees decide to shut everything down, everything, the store will be up for you to keep as in deleting and reinstalling the games from your phone onto your system. You're not able to buy anything new. You know what I mean? Like, but my opinion is this: every game you own, even if you hate it, install it. Get it installed on your machine, then take your machine off Wi-Fi and just let it sit. You know what I mean? Like, don't be messing around, going back and forth. You know what I mean? Because they could turn the servers off at any time.
So I saw your community post where you told everybody to take it off of Wi-Fi.
Yep.
And it looks like you have not connected yours back to Wi-Fi since then, because you still have the old attract mode.
Yep.
Because see, mine's got
I'm not risking it. I'm not doing it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do it until the only thing that could potentially have me connected to the internet again would be either Glenn's control panel mod or Mystery Encoder Team Encoders mod. If for some reason I need to open the Wi-Fi to access it, to hack it or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, minus that, I ain't connecting to the internet.
Okay. Yeah, I connected one time after that because I had won a Circus Interstellar, I believe is the name of the game. I had won a free copy of that on the Friday night arcade show. So I had gone on that Friday and logged in, downloaded the game. When that happened, I got the new attract mode, which is actually the track mode before the one you have on yours, which people tend to like more because it cycles through a lot of the best games.
Yep.
And I had saw this Facebook post here too, and that's kind of how I knew the servers were still up. I thought the servers were down by this point because I hadn't heard much talk about iArcade recently. But then I saw this gentleman's post. I took out his name just so we're not sharing that. But this is what it looks like if you were to buy a brand new iArcade. It would just say none. You wouldn't have any games on it. But as soon as you connect it to the internet, it's going to start installing the preloaded games or the games that you come with the system. And then if you own any games previously, you can download those games as well. So this is just a screenshot here, an image of
I'm
that.
actually shocked by this. Like, the fact that Amazon and I think Best Buy still have some units and they're still listed on those websites for sale, with the advertisements that you can buy more games from an online store. Well, that store is shut down. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's good marketing. In my opinion, they should have been sending these arcades back to iArcade and, looking for a refund from the creditors who are handling the bankruptcy or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they should be selling this product anymore. Because can you imagine if there are so many people who collect these products who don't follow YouTube, don't follow Facebook, Discord, Reddit. They just buy these products. And can you imagine if someone just bought this product, turned it on, and we're like, okay, I need to go to the store. They download the store, and the only thing in the store right now is the Jukebox app. And they're like, wait a minute. I thought I could buy more games. What's going on here? And then they do some research and find out what happened. You know what I mean?
You'd be pretty upset.
Like, in my opinion, they need to not be selling this arcade anymore. They just, someone's going to have a bad experience. You know what I mean?
Or have a disclaimer or something on there. The company's out of business. You're buying.
Blow them out for $100, but put in the description, company's out of business. You get 11 games only. You know what I mean? Because you're going to get those 11 games. Like, when you go to install preloaded games, all it does is it installs the 11 games built into the cabinet. So, you know what I mean? There you go.
Yeah, and then we've lost Double Dragon, so that would have been included. And I don't think if you buy
you're right. Yeah, you're going to get 10 games, actually. You're not even going to get the 11 games advertised on the box.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. They need to stop selling these. John, I mean, Michael's no longer there, but John needs to reach out to Best Buy and Amazon and be like, dude, just ship those back to us and add your refund to our list of creditors. You know what I mean? I don't think they should be selling them anymore.
Yeah, it's bad for the retailer too because it goes back to them and they got to deal with it.
I bought this from Amazon and they said I could buy and add more games and there's nothing in the store.
So this is going to be the last subject, guys, we're going to discuss tonight. And this, PDubs didn't have any part in me making these slides. This was all me, but I'm going to have him talk about it a little bit with me.
What?
And that's going to be Prime Day. That's going to be tomorrow and Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday, guys. I apologize. So that's going to be Tuesday the 11th and Wednesday the 12th. And the reason I'm bringing up Prime Day, not that they need any more advertisement from me, the reason I'm bringing it up is there is some speculation and some rumors out there. I've been hearing some from PD7, if he's still in the chat, of Arcade1up's going to have a big blowout sale for Prime Day.
Who told you this?
On Amazon. And just been hearing rumors out there. So there's no...
There is nothing confirmed that that's happening. I told you about this. When you showed me this slide before we went live, you said, P-Dubs, all these products are going to be on sale on Prime Day. I said, how do you know? Like, someone tell you? You go, no, some other YouTuber said so. I'm like, there's no official information. You're going to get the audience all hyped up. And then come Prime Day, none of these products are going to be on sale. And then they're all going to come yelling at you, Biggie. I told you, man.
I just want us to be prepared because my channel's about deals. And
okay, the best way to phrase it then is, hey guys, take a look at this page. We have 15 arcade products. Wouldn't it, and these products are all distributed and sold on Amazon. Wouldn't it be great if some of these products end up on sale on Prime Day? That's how you phrase it, man, so you don't get in trouble.
Yeah, and well, the way I'm not going to get in trouble is I'm going to say none of this could happen, right? We're just preparing for if it does happen. And
I'm hoping. Like, we all want deals, right? Like, am I going to buy anything? No, but I'm sure there's Arcade1up customers out there who've been waiting for deals. So it would be nice if some of these arcades were like $100 or $150 off or something on Prime Day. But there's nothing out there saying that there's going to be any official sale as of today.
Nothing yet. Yeah, we don't have any confirmed word on this. This is all speculation. But these are some cabinets that I want to see some deals on because we haven't seen deals on these, or I think we will. This is one that we haven't seen any deals on, and that's the Dragon's Lair. And you own this cabinet. It's one of your favorites, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The only problem is it's too short. I need to get one of the buy stuff risers, like one of their 4-inch risers for it. Because even me at 5'11", this cabinet or arcade, we always call them cabinets. We should call them arcades. This arcade is too short. Needs a riser, in my opinion, even with me being 5'11". So, but I love it. It's a great game. They did a pretty good job with it. The only thing that sucks is some of the audio delays, but unless you're a super, super diehard Dragon's Lair player, like, you'll be okay. You know what I mean? Like, so
I've been enjoying Dragon's Lair in my iArcade, but I do like the look of this. It looks just like the original. If the right price came around, like if I saw this thing for $300, it'd be really hard not to pull the trigger on it, even if I don't need it or want it, because I like deals. So I'll buy stuff even when I don't necessarily want it, just because it's such a great deal.
Biggie D, you and I have had this conversation, and I've told you this many times, and I will tell you this again live on air. You are the most frugal guy in the home arcade content creator space. Biggie D refuses to spend money on this hobby.
I will not pay full price. I just will not do it.
You are the most frugal man I've ever met. You should have seen Biggie D when him and I went out to get a barbecue. We went out to get barbecue. Biggie D was really taking his time.
Trying to make sure I get the right plate and what I want.
2 for 1 sandwich. I don't know. Is it really 2 for 1? Are they scamming me? Oh, Biggie D, you're hilarious.
And this is another one. So we've seen lots of deals on the Capcom, Street Fighter, Yoga Flame. You think this is one of the ugliest cabinets they made, don't you?
I'm sure a lot of people think that the artwork on here is simply thrilling. It's just too orange, red, and yellow for me. It looks like Pizza Hut from Spaceballs. So.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the artwork either. I'm not a big fan of having like really bright colors in my living room or my game room. I like a lot of black on my cabinets. But this would be easy to just put a side art on it and it would look pretty good.
I thought the other one, the blue one, someone just put in the chat, I thought.
Oh, the Shinku Hadouken.
I thought that was gorgeous. Like,
yeah, the blue.
I loved the blue one. I thought the artwork was gorgeous. This one right here, it's just too orange and red for me.
And I think many feel that way because you'll see more deals on this one than you do the Shinku. So I feel like they're trying to push this one out there more because it doesn't sell as well. So I'm thinking this may be the one that has the better deal. Now, we don't know, but I'm guessing maybe tomorrow we'll see a deal or Tuesday we'll see a deal on this one. And then the third and final one I wanted to show you guys to have on your radar for Tuesday and Wednesday is this MK30th. We've got the new MK2 Deluxe out now. This has been around for a while. We know it's got the TN monitor. And all these cabinets I've showed you guys are all sold and shipped by Amazon. So that's key. I think it has to be sold and shipped by Amazon for us to get a really good deal during Prime Day. But all these three that I've showed you are sold and shipped by Amazon. What do you owned MK30th? What did you think of this cabinet? I think you sold it too, didn't you?
I sold it, and I regretted buying it. I should have just kept my Generation 2 Costco version of the Mortal Kombat. In my opinion, that was the best version they've ever done.
Yeah, and that was a good one. It didn't have online though.
Yeah, but you know what? It's okay. You know what I mean? Like the screen was just killer on this thing. It was brutal, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was really bad on the right side, wasn't it?
Online was fun. I got like, I think around 100 some online wins. Like, I'm a pretty decent Mortal Kombat player. And a lot of people were like, PDubs never plays arcade games. He doesn't know how to play arcade games. And then I get online and I was whooping ass. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't the greatest player, but I can hold my own playing Mortal Kombat Online against that one. And I can hold my own. Like, I can make it interesting. Like, I'm going to make you work for it. I remember Mel's like the best player in the world on the NK leaderboards. If you guys have this cabinet, you know who Mel is. I fought Mel several times, and Mel would message me afterwards. He's like, man, you gave me a good fight. You know, he beat me, but I made him work for it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So anyway, the online was cool.
And on that too, they've improved the input lag. There's been an input lag fix, I think, since you sold yours.
Yeah, since I sold it. But the input lag and the monitor and stuff really kind of killed it for me. You know what I mean? So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the monitor would be bad, but if I could get a really good deal on this, like if I could get this thing for like $200 or $250, I would have to do it and just upgrade the monitor later.
Yeah. Oh, but I did like the mods I did with it, like Joe Sabo. I put on the artwork where I actually had Johnny Cage on the side, had the Midway logos in the right place, had the right bezel around the monitor and stuff. I forget what else I did. I did a bunch of upgrades to it. It looked great. Whoever bought it from me got a great deal, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, I do like the Johnny Cage on the side, and that's pretty easy mod to do, and just stick that on there. It makes it look a lot better. So those are going to be the three I'm going to keep my eye on, but really any one of these cabinets that are sold and shipped by Amazon could go on sale this week. So we'll keep an eye on it.
Remember, guys, according to Biggie D, all of these products will be on sale on Prime Day.
So disclaimer, I'm not saying they're going to be on sale, but they may be, and I'll follow it, and I'll let you guys know. I'll either make a community post as soon as I see it, or if I'm lucky and I'm not super busy with work, I may be able to get a video out and let you guys know about these deals. But I super appreciate you coming on.
You know what would be great? You know what I want to happen, Biggie D? Is I want Prime Day to come, and I want none of these products to be on sale. And I want you to do like a community post or a video and say, sorry, guys, I spoke too soon.
I'll make a commitment on that. I'll make a short. I'll make a short. How about this? I'll make a short.
You got a good chance, though.
And I'll say, sorry, guys, no Prime deals today. I was completely wrong. And that'll be my short.
What, I mean, there's 15 products there, right? Like,
well,
you
this
have
is just the first page.
I know.
If
But
you scroll through,
oh God, here we go, everybody. You're gonna get yourself in trouble promising all this fake stuff out there. Look, I'm sure you have a good chance of something being on sale. It's Prime Day after all. Like,
Yeah, so if you search Arcade
know.
One Up, this is what comes up. And
Yeah.
what's funny is this Neo Geo comes up first, the sponsored one.
Yeah.
So they're really pushing that Neo Geo. And I think PD7 said there are some deals on that one right now. $569. Is that less than what it normally is?
Yeah. Well, it used to be a $500 arcade, but now it's $600, I think. So yeah, there you go.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens. You guys check Tuesday, Wednesday, see if there's any deals. Check my channel. I'll let you guys know. But I super appreciate you coming on tonight, P-Dubs. It's been a lot of fun.
We got one more thing to talk about, baby.
What's that?
I'm going to surprise you and your audience. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in Arizona, you'll notice that a lot of content creators, we got this big planned trip where a lot of us are heading to Cleveland, right, for the Cleveland show. But that's in late September. But there's something happening here in Arizona in August, mid-August. So we're talking a month away, and that is the Game On Expo, one of the biggest events in Arizona every year, especially for retro gamers, arcade gamers, pinball gamers. I myself will be there. Biggie D's going to be there, right?
Yeah, I messaged you to see if you were going to go.
Yeah, and I kept quiet about it until now because I'm dropping this bomb on you. I am going to kidnap Biggie D on my way to the expo, throw him in the back of my truck, and we are going to be at the expo. So if you're in Arizona mid-August, let us know. That way we can hook up with you at the Game On Expo. We'll arrange a little get-together, kind of like what we're doing for Cleveland. It should be a lot of fun. But yeah, make sure you check out the Game On Expo. Just Google search it. And if you're coming into town, or if you're a content creator, or you're somebody who already lives here, you're going to be there, let us know, man. Let us know in the comments after the show's over. I'm excited to go to Game On Expo. And
I didn't go last year. I had pretty much just moved to Arizona when that Game On Expo was happening last year. But I remember your video. You were live there, weren't you?
No. So last year I had actually booked a table. I had booked to have like a table and actually like shill my YouTube channel at the event. I was going to be in the Artist Alley. But unfortunately, 2 weeks before the event, I found out that my family had something very serious scheduled, and I had to email the guy who runs the event, be like, look, dude, I understand there's no refunds. I'm not asking for a refund. I'm just letting you know that due to family stuff that I got coming up in 2 weeks, I have to cancel my booth or table or whatever it was I booked. So you can give it out to somebody else who was on the waiting list. And he said, thank you so much for letting me know. Hopefully you'll consider coming next year and all that stuff, right? So of course I didn't get a refund. I shouldn't get a refund because there are no refunds when you book a table at an event like this. But he was happy I let him know, and I didn't just no-show the event. That way he could rent it out to somebody else, right? But I will be there. But I want to go there and just hang out. I don't want to like book a table, have a booth. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Like I could do that stuff, and it's great for the YouTube channel if you do that stuff. But I just want to go walk around, play games, and hang out with people. So I'll be there.
Cool. Yeah, this will be my first time there, but it'll be a lot of fun. And we'll get some content for our channels, show it to you guys out there. It's like the one big gaming event for Phoenix. I don't think there's any others, are there? It's just this one.
If you're talking about like a gaming convention, I think so, because a lot of the other conventions are more pop culture stuff, like Phoenix Fan Fusion, which is kind of like a Comic-Con. That's a massive event. They get as many people as Chicago's C2E2 events get. So it's a massive event in the downtown convention center. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be a lot
there's
of
a
fun.
there's a lot of pop conventions, pop culture stuff that hit town, but I think this is like kind of like the bigger gaming one. There's one in Mesa every year, ZapCon. Although they canceled this year, which really
maybe
sucks.
that was the one I saw you live at.
Yes,
was that?
I was at ZapCon in Mesa, and ZapCon was really, really fun, considering it was a small convention. It was a blast. It was a blast.
Very cool. So super excited for the Game On convention coming up. I know Atran's in the area. Hopefully he can make it as well. Maybe some others out there can meet us up there, and we can get some pre-content for before Cleveland. It'll be like a big event we can do before Cleveland. So that'll be fun. Yep. All right, guys. Well, that'll wrap up our 29th Chill and Chat with PDubs Arcade Loft. I really appreciate you joining the show today. It's been a lot of fun, and we've got a busy week ahead. We've got all this arcade content, all these new releases coming out, so we'll be following it and keeping you guys informed, and we'll see you in the next one. See you guys later. Have a good night.
Later.